Time now for an update regarding Unified Communications Phase 2, the deployment of Cisco WebEx. Here to present today, we have Project Manager Greg Stewart and the subject matter expert on the project, Dan Matthews. Greg and Dan, over to you.
Thanks, Tyler. My name is Greg Stewart. I'm the project manager.
And I'm Dan Matthews. I'm the manager of network engineering and unified communications.
Like Tyler said, we're here to talk about the deployment of WebEx.
So we did a phase 1 of the unified communications upgrade, and it started back in 2014. And it was really done to provide a stable telephony infrastructure. And it was completed in January of 2015, at least the first phase. So now we're looking at building upon that platform to converge voice, video, and content sharing with tools like WebEx.
That's great. So taking that from what Dan talked about, what is WebEx? So at its core, it's an online video collaboration tool. One of the things that distinguishes it from, say, Google Hangouts is that there's telephony options available. These options will be highlighted in the communications that will be coming out soon when we actively deploy WebEx. But they will be available to all faculty and staff, and they could be a potential replacement for conferencing lines like CenturyLink and Quest. Meeting Center will offer a personal meeting room, voice and video, and chat and participation controls within WebEx. As you can see, there's lots of options. We highlighted just a couple here, but you can customize WebEx to really meet your specific needs. Speaking a little more about the telephony options, faculty and staff will have access to a variety of telephony options. This applies to all of their hosted meetings and their attendees as well. You'll have the ability to generate 3 unique personal conferencing numbers. Each host can generate 3 of these numbers for themselves, and again, they could be a great free replacement for conference bridges that we employ across the university today. More details on all the telephony options will be available in the communication that we send out here shortly. Students will have access to only computer audio in their system. So one distinction I want to make clear there.
So I'll talk a little bit about the completed milestones that have happened thus far. The first, we integrated WebEx with a campus single sign-on. The second milestone that was met was provisioning all the campus accounts in the WebEx sites. And we've started setting up WebEx-enabled telepresence, which allows you to join telepresence endpoints into WebEx meetings.
Great, thanks, Dan. And to wrap everything up today, just to talk a little bit about our near-term activity. So we will be scheduling open house training sessions for all faculty, staff, and students. This will be a great way for you to come and learn about WebEx, learn how it can work for you and your business needs, or work for you as a student or a faculty member as well. It'll be open to everyone, so feel free to come and ask any questions. We will also be, as we've talked about today, rolling out WebEx to the campus. We're finalizing just a couple pieces over the next couple weeks, and once those are set, we'll be good to go. And finally, we'll have an ongoing marketing campaign to make sure that usage for WebEx is what we expect. We want to make sure that we've put a lot of effort into this tool. We want to make sure that people across the university are using it and that it fits their needs. And that wraps it up for today, talking about the deployment of WebEx.
Thanks, Greg and Dan, for that update. So, Greg, you mentioned a little bit about the marketing campaign as near-term activity for the project. Can you elaborate a little bit on what the campus can expect to see in terms of promotion for the WebEx service?
Thanks, Tyler. So primarily, we will start with a campaign through the daily, through email. Really, we'll try to get the word out there as best as possible through as many avenues as possible to make people aware. Projects Live and us talking about it today being one of those avenues. So we really try to make sure the message gets out there in as many ways as possible. And that covers it, I think.
And Dan, one final question for you. So do you want to elaborate on some of the features of WebEx-enabled telepresence?
Sure. WebEx-enabled telepresence is really a tool that will allow us to join some of the already deployed Cisco telepresence endpoints and allow them to join larger WebEx meetings in a way that is seamless, more or less. It's just another tool to add in for our collaboration technologies.
All right. Thank you, Dan and Greg, for the answers to those questions.